We have a very special guest joining us right now live via Skype from Monmouth College in Illinois. It is Professor Joe Angotti, and he is the former producer of NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw. Good morning. How are you?
I'm just fine, thank you.
All right, it's nice of you to join us this morning, of course, here in the battleground state of Ohio. We want to get your opinion about today and what we can expect media-wise. Tell us a little bit about how this is going to be different than the election 4 years ago.
Well, in the first place, it's going to be different because of the large number of early voters. The people who are exiting polls now, who will be interviewed for the exit polls that the networks will use to make projections, those people no longer represent a valid number of people to make projections by. So what the networks are going to be doing is backing up the exit polls with telephone calls to people and asking if they have voted and who they voted for. That's going to delay the process quite a bit. And it may affect the validity of the exit polls as well. With
all this early voting going on, in addition to a state like us here in Ohio where we have this provisional ballot, do we expect to be able to determine a winner this evening, or is it going to possibly linger for a week or another 10 days?
Yeah, I hate to make dismal projections, but this whole thing could take a while. I mean, it's between the differences in the early voting, what you just mentioned, in the states on the East Coast that have been affected by the flooding, all of this could delay everything, the projections, the final vote count, and it wouldn't be surprising to me if we go into tomorrow before we really know the results of who won and who the next president of the United States is going to be.
So it could be quite a waiting game. And let me ask you this final question. The networks have decided to reduce the number of states where they take the exit polling down to 32 states. What was the main reason behind that?
Money.
Yeah.
Because they're going to have to be backing up the exit polls with phone calls and doing telephone interviews with people, that's going to cost a lot more money. And so they figured that they had to cut back somewhere, and that's what they decided to do.
Really interesting.
Do you expect this election to be as tight as what the polls being promoted have shown so far?
I expect it to be very tight, yes.
Wow.
And I think there's a really good possibility that Romney could win the popular vote and Obama could win the electoral vote.
Yeah, it could be. Well, and there's a strong possibility of, the hanging Chad. But yeah, you're right. It could really look like the 2000 election going in the, yeah, really interesting. Well, we certainly appreciate you joining us this morning. We know that you're a busy man. And again, we really appreciate your time.
My pleasure. Thank you.